everybody. Today is the beginning of the mini cruise. So here I am waiting for a bus to go to the station where I'll get a train to Melbourne, and we shall start this new adventure. Me and Albus, of course, here he is. So here we go, off on this wonderful trip. I'm looking forward to it, even if it's only for a few days. Here's my Magic Mobility Frontier V6 waiting at Southern Cross Station, where we're going to board the XPT to Sydney. Here I am entering platform 1 at Southern Cross Station in Melbourne. You go down a ramp, and there's Mel in front of me. I'm going to follow her down to the carriage that we're going into. Here we go. And here's the conductor. He's going to go in. He's putting my walker in first, which I have to have for the ship to get around in the cabin. Goes. And then he and the other conductor are going to put a step on the step that's already there. She's going to put that down first, and then he'll put the ramp down for me to drive in. Now, I didn't have my all-terrain tyres on for this trip because I wasn't quite sure of door sizes for the train and the ship. But I've since found out that I'll be able to use my all-terrain tyres next time. So as soon as I get back to Melbourne, those all-terrain tyres are going straight back onto my Powerchair. So I just drive up, easy entry, and I turn to the left. There I go, past the accessible loo and into the carriage. There's a space on the left here, which I'll be turning into, which is for luggage and or me in my Powerchair. Mel will be sitting in the single seat that you just saw. Now, the conductor's going to come in and put the ramp back in that space that you're looking at now. Comes with the little step and the ramp, and they'll just stay there until such time as I want to get off the train again. Here's a little view of our carriage in first class, and there you can see Mel. And my V6 all loaded up with luggage, waiting with Mel for the train to take off. Just a view out the window when we got into New South Wales the next morning. You can see the fog is just sitting on the ground as we go along. It looked fantastic. It was going to be a very hot day in Sydney itself, but the fog along the way was just beautiful. I really loved it. So thick in some places. It's amazing how it sticks to the ground like that. We've arrived at Central Station, Sydney, which was originally, this version of the station was built in 1906, and it's really a magnificent building. It's huge, actually, with all the platforms going all over New South Wales from here. It's a wonderful station. We're now we've been to Town Hall Station, and we're now in the Queen Vic, whatever it is, centre, and Queen V, whatever. And we're at Starbucks. See Starbucks? Yay! And there's Mel. She's going to be on the phone, so she's not talking. There's Mel. I'm having what they call a chai latte, but it tastes very weird. I don't really like it, but it's hot and wet, so that's all right. After this, we're gonna sit here for a while and just chill, and then we're going out to Circular Quay. Before we set sail, I went around to the other side of the harbour there and got some different views of the Golden Princess, plus the beautiful Opera House, Sydney Opera House. And it was a gorgeous day, so everything just looked magnificent. Now we're just heading down and we're going to go aboard the Golden Princess for our little 2-day trip back down to Melbourne. We're up on deck and we're ready for sail away. There's the beautiful Opera House and the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Sydney Harbour's also a very busy ferry terminus, and from here you'll see ferries going all over Sydney Harbour and outside the heads as well. There's lots of ferries like that big green old one there, and smaller ones, plus the modern catamaran types that you'll see on the bottom of the screen there. We had a great view of the bridge with Captain Gavin Pearce and the pilot as we were pulling away from the dock. And here's the pool inside. I took a shot of that so you could see it. And here's our captain, Gary Pearce. This is the view from our balcony. Isn't it fantastic? The sea was a bit choppy that day, but it was great. It was so beautiful, blue, wonderful stuff. Hi everyone, I'm live from, not live, I am alive. I'm on the Golden Princess today, and as you can see, it's a fabulous day. It's seas are a little bit choppy, which is just how I love to have them. I'm coming, Mel. Hello. Hi. In this part of the video, you'll see I'm following Mel. We're going... I've forgotten where we're going. Doesn't matter. Anyway, you'll see Mel... She'll be giving some instruction to some lost passengers up here. Mel knows this ship backwards. As you can see, she's just going on her own up the corridor here and giving directions to these people on how to get to one of the restaurants. I only guide Mel in crowded parts, you know, when there's people everywhere and pushing and shoving and what have you. But otherwise she just wanders around on her own. She doesn't need me.
Because you can't get through.
go on a different ship one day. That'll be a different matter till she learns it. But most of the princess ships of this class are basically the same, so she can manage quite well without vision on her own, which is great. So quite often I'll follow her rather than her follow me. Works out well that way. Hang on, I'm coming. Here we're going to see the champagne fountain. I've never seen this before, so it was quite different. I'd love to have a go at it, but I can just see me touching that top glass and them all tinkling to the ground. And Mel was in great fear of that happening while we were there because she doesn't like the sound of breaking glass. So I had to reassure her that we weren't going to witness these glasses tinkling all over the floor, and luckily we weren't too close to them anyway. But it would be fun to have a go at pouring that champagne on. Maybe one day. The seas were particularly rough on this trip. We hit a storm coming down the east coast of Australia there, and we didn't get to film outside during the day, which was a bit of a blow, but we went to an area that was kind of dark. We couldn't go out on deck because the decks were shut off, and we recorded some of the rough sea, which was really exciting. I love watching the waves. You couldn't feel it much, so people out there who haven't cruised before, don't worry about rough seas. It hardly could be felt on these large ships these days, particularly if you go on one of the large, like the Royal Caribbean Oasis class, I think they're called. They're great big ships. But even on this size ship, you hardly feel it, really. It's amazing what technology's done for us today as far as the seas are concerned. I can't imagine what it must have been like in days gone by when you'd hit seas like this and you'd be feeling every single wave. Well, that's goodbye from this little mini cruise on the Golden Princess. I'll be back again on the Golden Princess at the end of January 2020 for a trip to New Zealand. If you liked my video, please give it a like and push that subscribe button so that you can see my newest vlogs.